But as you yourself rightly said at the beginning of this question, the fact that it is happening means that it has already been allowed by awareness. Awareness has already said to it,
yes,
I'm perfectly okay with you taking place. Otherwise it wouldn't be taking place.
that's very beautiful.
So it's only the mind that is saying, I don't like this, I'm not allowing it. So you have the choice to stand either as the mind or to stand as awareness.
But to stand as awareness, it's always allowing thoughts that say, I don't want this.
That's true. Awareness even allows those thoughts. They're not a problem for awareness. In fact, awareness doesn't have problems. In order to have a problem, we have to resist the situation. When I say a problem, I'm not suggesting that I mean to suffer. Awareness doesn't suffer. Awareness cannot suffer. Because in order to suffer, we have to say, I don't like this.
And what is the suffer? Then?
The suffering is the thought and the subsequent feeling, I don't like this. I don't like what's going on. Just take any situation. Imagine a situation that would normally make you suffer. Problems in a relationship or at work, or we all know that kind of things. Just remove the thought from that situation that says, I don't like what's going on. I don't think this should be happening. Just remove that single thought. What remains of the suffering? You're still aware of the same experience, yes?
Yeah.
So for the one that is aware of that experience, there is no suffering. In the absence of the thought, the resisting thought, there is no suffering.
Yes. It doesn't mean, though, that there are pleasant feelings or sensations.
No, but I'm not talking about pleasant and unpleasant sensations. When you have a toothache, it's a very unpleasant sensation. It's meant to be unpleasant. The unpleasantness is the intelligence of the body telling you to take it to the dentist. In fact, pain is to the body what suffering is to the mind.
Yes.
It's an intelligent message from the system saying something needs attending to. In the case of pain, it is the body saying, something has gone wrong in the body, please attend to me. Suffering is exactly the same as pain, but in relation to the mind rather than the body. And suffering is always the message contained, the essential message contained in suffering is always the same. You have mistaken yourself for a fragment.
For
a fragment.
Fragment,
a part. A separate self. That is the essential message that all suffering delivers. Irrespective of the packaging that the message comes in. The packaging varies from case to case, but the essential message, and it's not, the suffering is not a punishment. It's a message. It comes from the intelligence of the system, just like pain comes from the intelligence of the body.
Yes.
The suffering is saying, just stop. Pause. You have forgotten who you truly are. You've mistaken yourself for a separate entity.
Yeah. And you said also, dive into the experience, like feel it.
Yeah, yes.
That's... I know, because sometimes it happened, but in the face of extreme, like, how do you dive into a panic attack?
Let's take the experience of depression, because it's a more sustained experience. You're feeling depressed. Now, go so deeply into that experience. Open yourself so deeply to that experience that there is not the slightest trace of resistance in you to it. Yes, so you're feeling it, just fully feeling it without resistance. Yeah? how would you know that it was depression? In that case, if you were just fully open to it, fully feeling it, how would you even know to call it depression? You wouldn't. At that moment, the depression would be transformed. In fact, it wouldn't be transformed. It would be revealed as it always is, as it truly is. In other words, even to know the feeling as depression, you first have to resist it. You first have to separate yourself out from it, and then give it a label, and then a judgment. It's depression. I don't like it. But if you just face the feeling, and when I say face it, you're not facing it because even you're not facing it as a separate self. Even that would imply some distance. I mean to totally feel it fully, raw feeling. You won't find that that feeling itself is made out of something called depression. It's just raw experience. It's made out of pure awareness. And that is where the peace lies, right when you're so close to the experience that you can't separate yourself out and name it or judge it. Our culture has conditioned us to think that the way to deal with painful situations is to run as far away from them as possible, painful feelings, to distract ourselves through substances, activities, and that's what we tend to do. We try to remove ourselves from them, to ignore them, to distract ourselves from them. And that doesn't work. It temporarily relieves the situation because our mind is distracted by a substance or an activity. But as soon as that substance or activity wears off, the feeling is just there, stronger than ever. So then we go back to the substance and activity. We just want more of it and more of it in order to more successfully avoid these feelings. But we know it doesn't work. It's in the other direction. The resolution of these feelings is in the other direction, not in the escape from them, but by going right to their heart. That's where the real peace lies.
Not even as a witness.
Not even as a witness, as we said in the meditation earlier. Even to be a witness, it's a valid halfway stage to separate oneself out as the witnessing presence of awareness. But what I'm suggesting is even more than that. Not even to do that. To stand as the witness of our suffering. It doesn't go far enough. The real peace is not in the witnessing background. It's in the heart, right at the heart of it. And there you find the same presence there as is present in the witnessing background. It's not two different presences. But the way to find that is right in the heart of experience.